Okay, now we're going to take a look at some of the upper body exercises to help stabilize your rib cage and elbow. So we're going to be benching for our Powell Raises. You can do these on the bench or you can do these on the floor. I'm going to show both variations off the bench. Don't need a heavy weight for these. So we want to lie sideways and our legs become our counterbalance, arm up overhead, and we want to keep our neck unsupported, that way we're using our neck muscles. We're going to allow the weight to slowly lower down. We're going to reach under the bench so we fully stretch the back of that shoulder blade. And then we slowly draw it up until it's overhead again. You can do 5, 10, 15 of these, wherever it feels stable, like you're not falling off until your shoulder begins to fatigue a bit and the speed of the lower down begins to fall instead of being in control. So that's the Powell raise. The other way I like to do it when we're on the floor is to use a greater range of motion, which is more dangerous on the bench, but I'm going to do it here anyway. So you start with the weight on the floor, then we draw it up overhead, and then while trying to keep our shoulders in line, we reach back until the weight is touching the floor, getting a maximum pec stretch. So the other side, we get a maximum rhomboid stretch here. It's more about that maximum pec stretch, and again, controlling on the way down. Here we get a rhomboid stretch as well, and then fully opening. So I like to alternate between whether we're doing it on the bench or we're doing it on the floor. The numbers there again vary. You want to work till you have a decent blood flow and shoulder fatigue without getting tired. From there, we'll do full range of motion overhead presses. So what we want to do is pin our elbow to our side, flexing our arm back and pulling that shoulder back. And then when we press up overhead, we're going to extend the shoulder blade up and then take a 5-second count on the way down. So we can almost accentuate tight into here, pressing through the foot and up overhead through the shoulder, getting that full expression of the shoulder joint and the side body, the 5-second lower down. So we do 5 on each side here. After these, we want to get a bit of a hinge. And then we're going to row, pulling the weight back past our nipple, pausing for a second there, and then slowly lowering it down. About a 5-second count for each one, 5 sets of 5 here. You can use a weight that's moderately challenging. Again, this is all about control and blood flow. And the final piece was using a tool called a power ball, but in lieu of a power ball, we'll just use a weight plate or anything that you can grab that stretches out your hand and your fingers. We can also do this with a dumbbell. But the idea is we're going to do full range of motion, circles with the wrist. Do about 50 this way and 50 this way with the extended arm. That way we're getting shoulder, we're getting blood flow through the elbow. After 50 circles in each direction, up and down, and then twisting. You can do 200 rotations or so. It should take about 2 minutes for each hand. You'll have maximum blood flow going through the elbow, through the wrist, and this should really help to resolve any elbow and wrist issues. And between those 4 exercises, you're going to help to reset that side body and the rib cage, integrating it with the shoulder and some movements. Again, nothing is going for heavy weight, everything's going for blood flow and mobility.
And we'll check back in a few weeks, see how we're doing.